Hi YouTube! Welcome to my Random Thoughts on Thursdays. This week I'll be talking about my history as a gamer chick and my adventures in Diablo 3. So, my history as a gamer chick started quite a while ago. If you have followed my vlogs at all, you'll know that I'm 40 years old, and I actually played Pong back when it first came out as a home console game. I think it first came out originally as a arcade game, but then my uncle got the home console version of it, and I got to play that, and I must have been 3 or 4 years old at the time, and absolutely loving the fact that I could manipulate something on the screen of a television. This was very fascinating to me, and I loved it, and obviously I wasn't the only one, since Pong is sort of the granddaddy who started all the gaming genre off to begin with. At least it's the most famous one that everyone knows about. And growing up, unfortunately, my family really didn't have money to buy gaming consoles. My uncle could afford it, but the rest of my family couldn't. So I generally didn't get consoles to play. I really wanted an Atari very badly, but I did get to play on my friends' Ataris, which was nice. I got to play Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Frogger, Space Invaders, etc. And Miss Pac-Man and Space Invaders were my absolute favorites when I got a chance to play them. I didn't get to play them a lot, but when I had a chance to play them, I did really enjoy those games. And then my uncle, when I was about 12, gave me his old console. He had a TI-99, which was basically kind of like a PC and gaming console. Had a keyboard and software slots, and you could do word processing and that kind of thing with it. Although the only cartridge he had for it was TI Invaders. He actually never bought any of the other software. So the only thing I could do on it was TI Invaders. By the time he gave me the system, the software was no longer available to buy in stores, and things like eBay didn't exist, and I didn't have time to run around to thrift stores and secondhand places to try and find software. So I basically just played the TI Invaders and left it at that. Next time I had a chance to really kind of get into gaming was in college. I was an elementary education major, and one of the courses I got to take was basically learning how to incorporate computers into my classroom curriculum. And part of that was learning how to incorporate games, which I thought was a fabulous idea. Obviously we learned, we kind of worked with games like Oregon Trail, Amazon Trail, Usual Suspects, but then also SimCity, which I thought was a really good game. I became quite addicted to SimCity for a while, and I would spend hours in the lab, any excuse to play the game. And I actually came up with some very interesting scenarios at the time in terms of how to incorporate it into the classroom that I honestly can't remember what they are at the moment. Moved to Colorado, and finally actually living in a home with an actual computer. My boyfriend at the time had a 386 computer, and started playing some games like SimCity. I think SimCity 2 had come out at that point. And then Myst came out. I played Ultima 7 and Ultima 9, and just absolutely, Myst I absolutely loved, and I was always disappointed once I finished the game because I wanted to explore more of the world, even though it was basically a PowerPoint slide of really nicely 3D rendered graphics. And it's funny, looking back on the graphics now, they don't look as good anymore. At the time, they were absolutely amazing. I remember how mind-blowing it seemed. But then looking back at it now, knowing, you know, the graphics we have in games today, and it was like, oh wow, it really wasn't all that good, was it? For the time, it was amazing, but comparing it to today's graphics, obviously, it's not fair. But it's amazing how far graphics have come since that day. And let's see, obviously I got into The Sims and have played, you know, all the way through all of Sims 1, Sims 2, and now Sims 3. I think I've got all the expansions and stuff packs for Sims 3 at the moment, and that's been somewhat of a fun game. It's not as engaging as it used to be. For me, the most fun part is building houses, and I want to build my dream house in the game, but they still don't have curved stairs. EA, if anyone from EA watches this video, please give us curved stairs, because my dream house has to have curved stairs. Anyway, I digress. So obviously, you know, I've played a lot of games. About 6 years ago, I got into World of Warcraft. My fiance got me into that game, and he at first was somewhat embarrassed to show me the game. He's like, just so you know, I kind of spend a lot of time doing this, and please don't give me a hard time about it. And he showed me the game, and I'm like, immediately the next day ran out, bought the game, installed it, and started playing it, because I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a cool game. He had no idea how much into games I was at that point, and it thrilled him to no end that I got into World of Warcraft. Unfortunately, he's sort of gotten bored with the game. He'd been playing for about 2 or 3 years at that point already, and I still enjoying the game. Obviously, since Diablo 3 came out, I haven't played it as much because Diablo 3 is taking up a lot of my time, but I still like World of Warcraft, and I don't plan on ending my subscription anytime soon because I still really enjoy it. I'm probably one of the weird people in World of Warcraft who actually enjoys the questing. Probably one of the reasons why I enjoy Diablo 3 is because it's basically one long endless quest. And that's kind of what I really enjoy about World of Warcraft, is I get to do the quest, and then I play it with one class, and then I go out and I replay everything with another class, and I level them up. Right now in World of Warcraft, I have a level 85 Death Knight. She is my main character, and she has got the most all-purple PvP gear. Mostly do PvP arenas, battlegrounds at this point. I've never really been much of a raider, even though I do occasionally like to run 5-man instances, but I've stopped because people keep giving me a hard time about my PvP gear. I'm like, I don't know why it matters so much that I'm in PvP gear as long as I can do what I'm supposed to in the group and help kill the bad guys. Who cares if I'm in PvP gear? It's not a 25-man instance run or raid run where you're gonna be wasting 5 hours. It's a 15-minute run. Let's go get the bad guy. And so, but I kind of got tired of people harassing me for that, so I'm just sticking to the arenas and battlegrounds and doing the dailies until the next expansion comes out. Anyway, so getting to the main point of this video, Diablo 3, which came out on May 15th, and I had played the beta, and so I had some clue of what I was doing when I first started playing the game. And I don't know why, but I decided to roll a wizard initially with the game and started playing the wizard. Got her up to about level 45, so about halfway through the nightmare difficulty level. And started getting really frustrated with playing that class, and I should have known better, because in World of Warcraft I really don't like playing mages or warlocks because of the nature of how squishy they are. They wear cloth armor, they die very easily, and as long as you could stay at a range distance and pound with your damage, you're fine. But if you're on a solo quest, it's kind of hard to keep your distance from the monsters that you're trying to kill. And so you die very quickly. It's one of the reasons why I don't like soloing in World of Warcraft with those classes. And I should have known that with the wizard, because I had a lot of work going on at the time, so I couldn't keep up playing all the time with my fiance. He was playing a barbarian, and so he's went one difficulty ahead of me, and so I could no longer play with him at that point. So here I am soloing with the wizard and dying every 30 seconds, and I got really frustrated with that. So I decided to re-roll a new character and created a demon hunter. And I've been really liking the demon hunter. She has a much higher survivability rate, and I think she actually does a lot more damage than the wizard as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you play a wizard and you can do more damage than the demon hunter, I mean, I'm not sure. But I'm really enjoying the demon hunter class. I'm certainly not dying as often, and I feel like I'm killing things faster. So anyway, so just kind of overlaying some of my gameplay, you can kind of see how the game looks and how I play my Demon Hunter. And unfortunately, with the video capture software that I'm using for the game, I'm using Fraps, and I've kind of tweaked and played around with the settings a little bit, but it seems like whenever I'm recording in Fraps and doing a boss battle, my FPS or frames per second go from something like 30 all the way down to like 2. And obviously I die because I can't see the action going on because it's just frozen screen in front of me. So so all the footage that you're seeing right now is just kind of me running through various environments and killing monsters, because I get a decent frame rate when I'm recording in that. It's just those darn boss battles. I've managed to get a couple of captures of boss battles at a decent frame rate, and I'll include that in here, but I don't have any complete boss battles because at one point or another during the boss battle the frame rate just drops and dies, and then I die, and then I'm like, okay, turn off recording and instead just go in and get this boss, because it's more important to kill the boss than record for my vlog. Sorry guys. But at any rate, I really have been having a lot of fun with this game. I know a lot of people were down on Diablo 2, and I actually never played Diablo 1 or 2, although I just recently purchased them so I can have a chance to play them once I've gotten all the way through Inferno level with Diablo 3. Well, it looks like the very end of my vlog that I recorded this afternoon was cut off somehow, and I didn't realize that until after I exported everything from my camera into my computer. So I'm just doing a quick voiceover now of the very end of the gaming footage I included into my video, and I hope that you all enjoyed my little stories about my adventures in gaming over the years, and a little look into Diablo 3 if you hadn't seen it yet. And until on the next video, I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Take care. Bye-bye.